Question 24 says, given that triangle UVW is similar to triangle XYZ, if UV is equal to 10 and UW is equal to 12, then what is the length of XZ if XY equals 15? The main thing that I want to point out before we start this is that this similarity statement about these two triangles tells us a couple of things about what we know about these triangles. We know that U and X are similar angles. Switch up our colors. We know that V and Y are similar angles. And we know that W and Z are similar. They're in a particular order, which we need to pay attention to as we're working through this. So what we know is UV equals 10. Okay, and we know that we're going to be able to compare that and say it's similar, that UV is similar to XY, right? We're not sure what that means. It is going to be proportional, though. This is telling us some relationship. Let's point this out, because I'm not sure we've talked about this just yet, especially not recently. So when we have two similar triangles, we know that similar triangles have congruent angles and similar sides. Okay. When we say similar, what we're actually, a more appropriate way to talk about this would be to say proportional sides. Okay. What that tells us is that we can set up a proportion or a ratio between these two triangles in their different pieces, okay? So we know that UV is equal to 10, and we know that UV and XY are proportional, okay? We know that UW is equal to 12, okay? And we know that that's going to be similar or proportional to XZ, okay? And it's actually XZ that we're looking for, right? XY up here is actually 15, okay? So what we can do is we can set up a proportion to help us to solve this. You can set this up however it makes you the most comfortable, but to me, it looks like it would be pretty simple for us to go ahead and just set up our numbers exactly the way we've got them written down here. So I'm going to say 10 over 12 equals 15 over our unknown, or x, okay? So all I've done here is I'm saying, okay, I've got UV over UW, and that's proportional. It's going to be equal here to 15, the relationship between 15 and whatever this number is. So a proportion helps us to identify the relationships and compare them to a different set of numbers. So 10 divided by 12 equals 15 divided by x, right? A couple different ways that we can solve this. My personal favorite is the butterfly method, right? So we can just cross multiply across our equation, our equal sign, and we're going to end up with 12 times 15 and 10 times x. So I'm going to say 10 times x here, so we end up with 10x. 12 times 15 is 180. We're going to divide by both sides by 10. We're going to get that x equals 18. So our correct answer is B.